Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Thursday, November 20th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
This is Claire, one of 3 happy pugs, along with Clark and Phil, out for a play with grandparent Anne-Marie Connolly.
Keeping them lean helps with the breathing and exercising them.
Thankfully, none of these pugs have needed surgery for breathing issues, but with this breed, it's common.
These breeds experience something called brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome, or BOAS. This is a general term we use for signs and symptoms that we see related to their kind of squished-faced anatomy.
Now, a clinical study on dog breeds like French Bulldogs, English Bulldogs, and Pugs is underway at the Ontario Veterinary College to learn more about the effects of these surgeries. Wearable technology similar to a smartwatch called FitBark tracks the dog's activity pre- and post-surgery.
Like and say it's sort of the same as steps, and so it uses their movement, does a little algorithm, and then gives us a score. It just attaches to a collar like this. It's a commercial device available to any consumer, and it syncs up to a smartphone app that allows us to collect data and sync it to a research portal.
Connolly says although they haven't had any major issues with their dog's activity levels, she understands the importance of the device.
It would be a consideration, but like I said, they've really not had a lot of trouble. But I do think it's the lifestyle, like not to overfeed them, not get too heavy, and to keep them active.
Meanwhile, Farrell says the chance to generate clinical data is valuable in the future treatment of these breeds as they continue to be popular pets. Enrollment for the study will take place over the next few months. For more information on how to take part, head to our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Ashley Bacon, CTV News, Guelph.
Class is in session at Oilfields High School. This is the Vertical Farm Initiative program.
I just like working with my hands, and it's student-led leadership. I think it helps a lot with everything.
I enjoy the hands-on experience.
The course allows students in grades 7 to 12 to learn about sustainable agriculture and environmental stewardship. The Vertical Farm, which can grow produce year-round, has students making vegetables, including microgreens, along with herbs.
The students enjoy coming to school, knowing that they have a purpose.
The Vertical Farm is built in a sea can that is fully sustainable. Funding came through sponsorships, grants, and community support. Students are part of every phase of production. Jake Bradley helps keep the farm operating.
Fix leaks, I'll help with lights, something's not running, I'll see if a circuit's overloaded.
And when the produce is ready, it needs to be sold. And that's where Jada Brown comes in, who works to market and sell it, meeting with clients.
We're learning stuff that you can't get out of a textbook.
So far, the Vertical Farm's products are being sold to 7 different area businesses. Amadeo's Italian Bistro and Okotoks buy several of the Vertical Farm's produce, including pea shoots for pasta and basil for caprese salad.
It's been amazing. I wouldn't go back to any other herb program ever.
Revenue made goes back into helping sustain the Vertical Farm. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Diamond Valley.
Sophie Duplessis doesn't want children to doubt the magic of Santa Claus.
I feel like everybody deserves to have a magical Christmas, no matter who they are, where they come from, and what they have.
The grade 11 student has started the Giving Tree Project on Facebook. It's like a digital angel tree where donors can sponsor a child and donate Christmas gifts. Parents can apply by providing contact information, their child's name, and the wish list.
Once we get that information, we create child profiles and we post them on our Facebook page.
So far, Sophie has secured sponsorships for 27 children in the Greater Moncton area and hopes to help even more.
I'm not surprised at all with inflation and the cost of everything. I'm not surprised that there's people who are struggling a little bit, and if she can offer that support to people, I'm really, really proud of her.
The inspiration came from a community engagement project at Riverview High School last year. Sophie collected toy and book donations and gave them to a local nonprofit to be distributed throughout the community.
I collected so many donations, so many toys, and it really inspired me. I was really touched by the response of the community and how much they reacted and decided to help out.
There's been a lot of kind and encouraging words on the project's Facebook page.
I'm so proud. She's very smart and very kind, and she's got a really big heart.
Lego, dolls, crafts, and art sets are on the top of the children's wish lists so far this year. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Riverview, New Brunswick.
A party starting Sunday night in Manitoba.
And most importantly, how about your motherfucking Saskatchewan Rough Rider?
Has spilled into Saskatchewan.
Wait, just look at this. Let's go!
Bringing the Grey Cup home.
When we first came to Saskatchewan, we knew it was going to be crazy, but this is something else.
We've always had the best fans in the league, and now we've got the best dang team in the league to match you guys.
It's the first time since 2013 the Green Mile has flooded Regina streets. Just to get a glimpse of the cup. And players have stood high above a sea of green.
What was the view like out there?
The best view in the world.
It's unbelievable. It's so cool. Rider Nation's the best.
Green everywhere. Green beautiful. And that's all I want to see.
The Riders sharing the cup with fans. And with Rider royalty, Angie Reid raising the cup for her late husband, George.
The roots to my grandpa, the roots to me, like, it's a full circle moment of dream come true.
To be here right now and see all the people out, see all the fans, it's surreal. This is incredible. This is incredible. Look at this, man. We did this for everybody.
And the goal to not wait another 12 years to have it happen again.
This is our 5th title, but something we've never done is go back to back. So let's go ahead and start talking about that.
Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
It is beginning to look a lot like Christmas when you sneak through this Narnia-style wardrobe upstairs at Le Petit Dep in Griffintown. Welcome to a retro holiday hideout.
And magical and Christmas-like, and we wanted to find a special name for it, so we brainstormed and we came up with Le Santa Club.
It's a 1970s style kitschy lounge for parties.
Yeah, vintage, speakeasy, and we wanted to do this place like more in a monochrome color, so there's a lot of gold and bronze. You can kind of have a blast in the past.
Léa Valérie Le Tourneau usually works as a movie set decorator. But with Trump's tariffs, there are fewer American productions in town. So for now, she's the art director here.
There's a lot of pieces that are coming from actually some movies that we did in the last 2 years.
Plus, she scours vintage shops for 1970s finds like the pretend fireplace and this real and still functional jukebox that plays more than Christmas music.
Isn't it amazing?
Le Santa Club is booking private parties and has some nights available for those on the nice list starting this weekend. Until then, at the Plateau location of Le Petit Dep, Le Taverne de Noël on Saint Laurent is already open.
Christmas spirit, that's kind of what this is all about. Love the retro theme. Like if I can do this in my own house, I would totally do this.
So I find it beautiful and has a nice energy.
Feel right at home, like I'm 7 years old again.
A heaping dose of nostalgia and some holiday cheer.
Merry Christmas!
Christine Long, CTV News.
Given the snowstorm we already faced earlier this month, local police forces are reminding us it's time to get ready for winter driving season.
Because Mother Nature's not waiting, and when the snow hits and the ice and snow comes flying down, it limits our visibility, makes the roads a little more challenging. The plows and salters are out there, and we always see a spike in collisions.
Today, the Canadian Automobile Association, the Ministry of Transportation, Toronto Police, and the OPP partnered to launch the Winter Readiness Campaign, reminding us of ways to stay safe. One of the obvious first steps, install winter tires to improve traction on wet, slippery roads.
Police also encourage drivers to plan for extra travel time if the weather is bad and to make sure they remove ice and snow from windows and mirrors to maximize visibility. Also, they say you should always try to have a full fuel tank.
The CAA, meanwhile, recommends that you have an emergency kit ready packed, for example, with non-perishable food items and jumper cables.
May have some flares and perhaps some fuel funnel, that kind of stuff, but it'll also have like a blanket in there, some tea lights and some waterproof matches, and you may want to throw in some extra pair of gloves, some socks and a hat, things that'll keep you warm.
And motorists aren't the only ones who should be prepared. Toronto Police caution pedestrians to take extra care in inclement weather.
If you're walking to work or biking to work, you also have to take consideration of the weather that's out there. When you're bundling up trying to stay warm, make sure that you can see the vehicles around you, the vehicles that are moving around you.
All things to think about to protect yourself and your family this winter. Janice Golding, CTV News.
Here at Brenda Leipzig Dog Park, Glenn McKellar says he always wanted a dog, but waited until retirement to welcome one into his family. He brought German Shepherd Takea home just a couple months ago, and he's learning dogs are a lot of work, a lot of fun, and a lot of money.
It's a couple $100 a month to feed her. You know, it's a quite expensive bill. And then you get the surprise vet bills and stuff like that. You know, it's not easy bringing up a dog.
But McKellar says it's absolutely worth it.
Every minute, every penny, every second of every day. She's just brought joy to our life.
And joy is one of the reasons why the Winnipeg Humane Society wants to help pet owners struggling with rising costs.
Our goal is to make sure that families can keep their pets, and if that's them collecting food every month, then that's no problem for us. We love to do it, and that's what we're here for.
Community Outreach Manager Kendra Galbraith says demand for the organization's pet food bank tripled in 6 months, from 88 appointments in April to a staggering 301 in October.
Any one of us can go through some kind of financial situation or personal situation that now all of a sudden we can't afford this pet that we truly love and care for.
And now the Humane Society is hoping to make the holiday season a little brighter too. The organization wants to put together special hampers for 50 dogs and 50 cats with food, treats, and a little something extra.
It's the holiday season. We want to spread some cheer, so we're handing out toys, we're handing out litter if we can get donated, if we can get collars and leashes.
Back at the dog park, Jill Bristow, who has a dog and 3 cats, says she's happy the food bank is there for pet owners who need it, especially over the holidays.
I'm fortunate to have not been in that situation, but it'd be a really tough thing because to people, a lot of people, most people, pets are their family, right? So you want them to have the very best that they can have.
Daniel Halmerson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Ottawa is already a destination for many annual festivals that draw thousands of local residents and tourists alike. Now the city is promising a major financial boost to make the capital an even better festival destination. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joining us live now with the details on this. Kimberly.
Well, Patricia, with major events like Blues Fest, Escapade, and City Folk, the future of Ottawa's festival scene looks promising. And now the city is announcing a major financial boost for the festivals with the largest economic impact.
This fund is going to provide an additional $1 million a year.
Mayor Sutcliffe announcing the new Major Festivals Fund today at City Hall. It's being administered by Ottawa Tourism, and it's aimed at increasing financial support for the city's larger festivals.
It's an amazing opportunity for the festivals to really establish Ottawa on a bigger scale and recognize that there's some huge generators in this city that can draw people into town and generate lots of economic impact.
Well, the fund is part of a 2-year pilot project, and again, it will provide an additional $1 million per year. Now, the money will come from a proposed 1% increase in the municipal accommodation tax, and that's a tax the city already imposes on hotels and other accommodation properties. Again, all of this is subject to approval of the 2026 budget, and over the coming months, Ottawa Tourism says they'll be working on a plan to ensure that the funds are used to support tourism here in the city and to help the local economy. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Thank you.
For veterans Mike Harrison and Timothy Fike, the late Private Jess LaRochelle is a symbol of valor in the war in Afghanistan. During a fierce Taliban attack in 2006, the North Bay private was severely wounded. Yet he single-handedly defended his position, holding off an estimated 40 enemy fighters.
He left his bunker, went out, exposed himself, and fired the M72 rocket launcher directly into this force that was attacking him, exposing himself dozens of times to enemy fire and to unbelievable personal risk. Everybody who was there says if he hadn't done it, the Taliban would have overrun the position.
Jess represents all veterans, especially veterans that fought in Afghanistan, like myself and others, that after returning to Canada, reflecting on their service, whether they're still in or whether they've released, and we're recognizing that there's been a gap in recognition.
La Rochelle was awarded the Star of Military Valor in 2007, Canada's second highest military honor. Advocates have questioned why he hasn't received the Victoria Cross, Canada's highest medal, which has existed for 30 years but hasn't been awarded to any soldier. In a petition that has garnered more than 16,000 signatures across the country, Harrison and Fike are a part of a group advocating for the review and distribution of the prestigious medal.
No matter what you have done, the Canadian government refuses to hand it out. So for us, this is a petition about correcting that injustice.
The petition will now formally reach Parliament Hill for the second time.
I think this would be very important to, first and foremost, Jess's family and his friends. Veterans are important to the city of North Bay, to our legions, and so I think it would be significant for them.
Harrison and Fike are hoping La Rochelle will be awarded the honor posthumously because he passed away in 2023. The deadline to sign the petition is tomorrow morning at 11:30. It will then be presented sometime after Christmas, where the government will have 45 days to formally respond. The hope is that the pressure will compel Ottawa to finally fully acknowledge the sacrifices made by soldiers like La Rochelle and grant them the honor they deserve in life or in death. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, North Bay.
The annual Thousands of Nativities tour has returned to Walkerton. Nativity scenes from around Grey and Bruce County and from as far away as England and California now grace the rooms of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Walkerton.
Well, I like the displays, and they remind me too of Europe too. You know, it's kind of a total Christmassy feeling, what everybody should get, if possible.
Nearly 3,000 nativities are on display. Many are made of typical materials like ceramics or wood, but some are incredibly unique, like one made in Israel from olive wood, or another made from bronze nuts and bolts, or another made from intricately spliced paper. From kitschy to elegant, the Thousands of Nativities tour has almost every kind of nativity you can think of.
It seems every year it's more people involved in it because everybody likes it.
Lorch herself donated a nativity to be displayed for the rest of this month. Organizers say some people drop off their only family nativity to be displayed, while others share their entire collection of more than 150 nativities.
Oh, I do that for years for our children already, and my husband even made different little pieces to it. So yeah, it's just part of Christmas.
More than 300 churches across Ontario have helped source nativity scenes for this epic display. Tours start November 20th and last until the 30th at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Walkerton.
I think it gives a lot of peace to people who don't know where to find it anymore.
In Walkerton, Scott Miller, CTV News.
The last time the University of Saskatchewan Huskies football team hoisted the Vanier Cup above their heads, current head coach Scott Flory was on the team.
I just remember the focused team. I remember, a team that was a little bit on a mission, and I see a lot of the similarities in this group than to the group that we had then. There's a core group of fifth-year guys that we had back then that I think we see now as well that are playing with an edge and that are leading that locker room.
Now, the Huskies are preparing to fight for the Cup once again, and with a unique similarity to the Grey Cup, as once again it will be Saskatchewan against Montreal, this time for a national championship in Regina.
They're a great team. They deserve to be in this position, and I think just like we've seen in so many weeks, they just have a lot of great athletes, and they're very well coached. So I think for us, just playing our game and just sticking to the game plan on Saturday.
While the Huskies haven't won the Vanier since 1998, the team has played in that final game 6 times since then. Most recently in 2022, and many of those on the Huskies starting lineup remember the feeling of coming so close to the Cup in their earlier years on the team.
I learned it's an honor to be there. It's a great accomplishment just to, even just scratch the surface of getting there. So just super proud that we were able to, execute all season long and just get to this point, really. We know the job's not quite finished, so we're still locked in for that.
As their final game draws near, many fifth-year players are reflecting on the legacy they hope their season will leave on the Huskies organization.
Having the experience I've been able to accumulate, I think it's just translating that to the young guys that you got to appreciate how much work you put in, the 365 that you waited to get to this moment, and really embrace that all that work is actually paying off, that you've done all those things to get you here.
Kickoff for the Vanier Cup will take place at 1 p.m. at Mosaic Stadium in Regina on Saturday. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
For more than 30 years, the Queensville Players have been entertaining and enlightening audiences with live theater performances, and now you might say they're letting loose. With Footloose, the iconic 1984 musical that made you want to sing and dance, the theatrical rendition of this pop classic movie has all the energy and emotion of the motion picture, and then some.
It just really takes the audience on a roller coaster ride. One day, or 1 second you'll be sad, 1 second you'll be happy, 1 second you'll be crying, 1 second you'll be cheering.
There's so many iconic songs in the show, like Let's Hear It for the Boy, and of course Footloose, and you can't help but sing along and dance in your seat.
You can catch Footloose at the Stephen Leacock Theatre in Keswick, November 21st through the 30th, and one of our newest CTV team members is part of the cast.
Long before Taylin McGill started singing what she calls the chicken song,
can't you see a chicory chickasy?
her mom, Erin, started worrying about her then newborn's health.
I guess it's mother's intuition.
At just 10 days old, baby Taylin was diagnosed with a rare and life-threatening brain infection.
It felt like a punch in the gut. The prognosis was not good for Taylin.
Taylin suffered traumatic brain damage, her first of countless seizures since, and spent the first 3 months of her life at the Children's Hospital.
It was absolutely devastating.
While she was told her daughter wouldn't be able to walk or talk and would struggle with memory and fine motor skills, Erin decided to focus on the positive.
On the things that she could do rather than the things that she could not do.
And what it turned out Taylin could do really well was spread joy.
She's like the bubbles in sparkly water.
Like when Taylin was heading into one of the 14 brain surgeries she'd endured by the time she turned 7.
I didn't think I would survive.
Yet, she started singing her chicken song to the doctors and nurses.
They stopped what they were doing and they just stood with their, with their gloves on and their hats on, and they just stood and smiled, and it was just a moment of joy.
And Taylin's been striving to inspire smiles ever since.
I am grateful for every day. I just want to give back any way I can.
So, when she's not making keychains that say never give up, or crafting Christmas trees on canvas to raise money for the Children's Hospital, Taylin's giving inspiring speeches about overcoming adversity.
Life is short, and I think Taylin taught us that we need to live for each and every moment.
Although Taylin still faces challenges, she can now do many of the things she was told she wouldn't, which along with her family and healthcare team, she credits with 3 things.
Never give up, seize every day, and have a song in your heart every day.
What's the song in your heart?
The chicken song. Chicory chick chilla chilla.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Sawasa.
A chicory chick is me.